new signings are settling in rather. I think that's another thing that has impressed me, is that, you know, these players have come in, and for some of them, you know, the likes of Milos Kerkez, for example, could potentially be daunting coming into Liverpool, coming into the Premier League champions and having to show what you're all about. But I feel like so many of them have come in and just really hit the ground running.
It says a lot about how we are recruiting players, doesn't it, in terms of it's personality based as well as football based. It's not just a case of, oh, he's good at football, we'll have him. They bring people in with the right attitude, who are adaptable, who get on with people, who work hard, who want to better themselves basically, and that's exactly what you should be doing, and what a lot of teams appear not to do. You know, mentioning no names, but we all know who these teams are, and what Liverpool are doing is just every year it's absolutely spot on. It was good to see them slotting in, really. For one, that's a bad pun, but it was unintentional as well. I thought Frimpong was excellent. To be perfectly honest, I think there's a statistical breakdown of what Nico Williams did, and you know, Nico Williams is a player who's been linked with all kinds of top teams all summer. And all right, it's pre-season, and he's probably not quite up to speed yet, but he managed them fantastically well in terms of, I don't think he had any take-ons or anything like that, and that's not something we're massively accustomed to from right back position, and we sort of have to go, well, you know, he loses some duels, but this was good. With the defensive side of this, it was just spot on, and it's sort of a bit weird because it's not what he was sort of advertised as. And all right, it's only one pre-season game and I'm not reading a great deal into it, but it was a bit like, oh, he can't play right back, I'm not sure how good he can defend. I was probably guilty of it myself in terms of, oh, you know, he's little and he's fast, and you see him in the attacking part of the pitch more often for Leverkusen, but I thought he was excellent. I thought both full-backs were brilliant. Florian Wirtz is just very exciting, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you mentioned Wirtz, because I was so impressed with him, as I have been all pre-season, and there were a few of us after the game lucky enough to sort of have 5 minutes with him, and what struck me is when you're speaking to him, he's so understated, he's so shy, he's so, you know, he's such a quiet guy, but he obviously has this extraordinary talent, and I think, you know, I don't think it's quite sunk in yet just how much of a special talent Liverpool have got on their hands.
Absolutely right. I think I've got this sort of thing where I discuss with my mates, like, who's the best footballer you haven't seen live, and I think before yesterday it was either him or Musiala. So now I definitely know it's Musiala now, and that player we get to watch every week. It's the way he just moves around the pitch. He glides, doesn't really run, he doesn't walk, he just it's like he glides, like a Steve Rotherham bus. Or am I allowed to call it a bus? And he won't be watching anyway. I mean, he's only over there. If he wants me, he can find me. He just glides around the pitch. He's a genuine joy to watch, and that we've been able to recruit a player of this calibre. It's just exciting, isn't it? And then you sort of get a little taste of yesterday, and you're looking at it and it's Sunday, week on Friday. It's just incredibly, what we've got is incredibly exciting at the minute, and more of it.
Yeah, obviously a lot of exciting new signings, but one player who we know pretty well but still continues to be exceptional is Mo Salah, and that brings us on to thing number 3, which is Salah's still Salah. I mean, he obviously gets his goal last night, but I just thought his overall play, as it has been for the whole of pre-season really, it just seems to have gone up even another little level from last season. You know, some of his passing, he just seems to be really enjoying his football as well, and those new combinations with the likes of Florian Wirtz and Szoboszlai and things like that, it just seems to be really at the top of his game.
Yeah, I mean, there was that pass to Gakpo in the sort of first...
incredible.
Still 0-0 at the time, wasn't it? It's probably about 15 minutes in. I just threaded the eye of the needle. Gakpo should probably score, but ultimately it shouldn't even be a chance, really. That's how good the pass was. He just completely took them to pieces. It's a real development in his game. I think the transfers have probably sort of reinvigorated him a little bit, because he sort of had to change how he's thinking about the players who are close to him. Because he's had Trent Alexander-Arnold, he's had Nunes or Jota, or, you know, maybe a Szoboszlai playing as a number 10. And he didn't have that yesterday, and it was a very different thing for him. He had a pacey overlapping fullback, which, while Trent Alexander-Arnold wasn't slow, he wasn't someone who was going to sort of consistently get on the outside of him, create space, cause a fullback to be like, oh, hang on, which way is he going? And it's really opened up a set of options for him, I think, in terms of what he can do on the ball. I think there'll be quite a lot of him finding Gakpo at the back post, or Ekitike at the back post, or whoever else at the back post this season. And I think he does look like he has kicked it up a gear in some respects, because it's just a bit different for him. And I think a footballer of sort of his intellect and level, when they're sort of presented with something different, they run into it head on and go, this is absolutely fantastic. I can do something even better, completely different. And just good for him to have options, because he's not getting any younger. So change, he probably can't get better, but he can adapt. And what I think you saw yesterday was the first step in a really solid level of adaptation to his game.
I hope you're enjoying this free show at the moment. Loads of excellent, exciting stuff on the Anfield app. If you want to be part of the whole thing, you can download the Anfield app and go from there. Or you can subscribe via the YouTube membership as well for video-only content and other bits and pieces. We love doing these shows. We love that you watch them. So come, be part of the journey with us.